Hello, everybody. What's going on? Hmm? Hmm? It's kind of a stupid thing for me to do that every time, isn't it? To say what's going on, because it's not like I can hear you, but you can type down below in the page, and you can send me comments, right? So I will say, "Hey, everybody, what's going on?" And you can type back down below what's going on, but don't be too descriptive, huh? Okay. Uh, I thought I'd do a brief video on Jupiter's entry in a few days' time, dependent upon when you're watching this, into Hasta Nakshatra, where Jupiter is going to be spending the next couple of months. It will enter Hasta Nakshatra on the 7th of September, dependent upon where you are on the planet. In the UK, which is where I am, it will be entering on 7th of September. And it will stay there until about the 15th of November. So we're going to talk a little bit about Jupiter, and we're going to talk a little bit about Hasta Nakshatra. So basically, let's talk about something called the Gunas, right? Each of the nakshatras is a blend of three particular energies, right? And these are called the Gunas. And just touching on them briefly, and there's so much more than this, but I'm just wanting to give you a very simple idea and a very simple grasp of this particular concept. There is the concept of sattvic. Sattvic energy is very balanced in most instances and likes to be very inspired. Then there's rajasic energy. Rajasic energy can sometimes be very I-centered, not eyes, but I-centered, as in me. And sometimes it's very desire-oriented and very action-oriented. Then there's tamasic energy, which is very dense, it's heavy, and it's somewhat resistance. So we're going to talk first about Hasta Nakshatra, which is a blend of tamasic and rajasic energy. So tamasic energy can quite often be very firm, very steady. Sometimes it can create problems for itself too, because it's the energy of resistance. So imagine something that's very firm, and then imagine rajasic energy, which is very fast moving. And so you've kind of got this situation where something is still and something is moving over it, right? Or something is moving to create something and it's coming up against resistance, or something is moving to do something and it has to bring it into form. All of these are ways in which this energy can blend, and they're somewhat good analogies for Hasta Nakshatra, which is symbolized by the hand. So let's talk about some of the things that we can do with the hand. We can create things with the hands, right? We can keep things away, block our face if we're in the wind or the rain. We can ward things off with our hand. Equally, we can have a handle on things with our hands. And sometimes we can control things and we can grip onto things too tightly. And that's the one you want to watch out for. Let's talk equally about Jupiter, which is a very sattvic planet. In terms of the royal court of planets, Jupiter is the minister in spiritual affairs. So he wants to give wise counsel on how to expand your life and how to grow and how to evolve. And Hasta Nakshatra gives the power to take what one is striving for and place it in one's hands. That's the Shakti associated with Hasta Nakshatra. So it's about manifestation. But the thing is if we want to create something, quite often we have to face resistance. And in terms of Jupiter's placement, when it's in Hasta Nakshatra, it's not in the area of the sky where it's feeling at its happiest. As a matter of fact, there can be some resistance from it. But what does Jupiter help us to do, right? Jupiter, equally because he's the minister in spiritual affairs, he helps us to learn from our experiences. He helps us to take a look at that resistance that we're facing and strategize about ways in which we can overcome that resistance, or maybe even ways in which we can decide that perhaps what we're trying to make is not really the wisest thing for us to be striving for? Those are both possibilities. Those are both possibilities with Jupiter in Hasta Nakshatra. So giving you some ideas about this particular energy, which of course is going to vary dependent upon where this is in your particular chart. That's going to determine the type of impact that it's going to have. So let's say you want something, and you want something really badly, and you are struggling. Hasta energy, sometimes it brings struggle to give life, because basically Hasta Nakshatra is associated with Savitar, which is the life-giving aspect of the sun. So you're struggling to give life to it. Well, Jupiter is going to help to provide you with the counsel that you need in order to structure things more appropriately. Sometimes it's good that we actually have that resistance. Sometimes it's good that something is stopping us, because when that happens, we have an opportunity to kind of fine-tune what we're dealing with. We have the capacity to take a look at it a little more deeply. Look at what isn't working. Try to understand how to utilize more efficiently the things that are working. And also, equally, to understand, as per Jupiter's spiritual wisdom, that we can't be in control of every single thing in our life. We can't. No matter how much you might want to, you can't be in control of every single thing in your life. And the more you try to exercise that iron grip over everything in your life, the more things, in most cases, just tend to fall apart. And equally, the more struggle you create for yourself. As humans, sometimes we create our own problems, right? And we sometimes amplify those problems even more by not really looking at them on a deep enough level, or even backing off from the problems, because a lot of our struggle is all up here, and then we expand upon that struggle as per the more difficult side of Jupiter. Jupiter likes to expand things, so you can expand upon that struggle. Or you can take a look at what you're struggling against, and you can try to understand it, and you can relax, and you can recognize that you need to harmonize with the situation, not become your own worst enemy. And I think overall, that's one of the things that Jupiter is going to teach each and every one of us on his journey from 7th of September to 15th of November through the nakshatra of Hasta. Now, I should mention there will be a lot of changes during that particular time. And one of the reasons being is the moon obviously is going to be in a different nakshatra every day. And a planet in a nakshatra is going to have some associations with the planet that's ruling that nakshatra. And in this particular instance, that's the moon. And as we know, the moon is the fastest moving planet. So it's going to shift a nakshatra every day. So there will be different tones in terms of it. So there will be a lot to learn during this period, a lot to look at, a lot to, and this is very much a Hasta theme. I'm not really just, trying to come up with all these really cheesy, metaphysical concepts to bombard you with. But it's about getting a handle on things. Getting a handle on things in the wisest sense of the word, which is understanding them. Not getting a handle on things, oh, I must control this, this is getting out of control, where are we going here? You don't need to do that. You just need to kind of relax, observe, refine. That's the big word with this. Refine your approach. And that's something that Jupiter can help you to do over the coming months. And then once you get into November, it's going to shift into Chitra Nakshatra. Chitra Nakshatra, where you can take what you've learned and you can put it to good use. That's going to do it for this brief look at Jupiter's journey through Hasta Nakshatra. Of course, it's going to mean something different to every single person, which is why I'm just giving you general overtones, because a lot of it will depend upon where Jupiter is falling in your chart, what Jupiter rules. Just to give you some different concepts, if you're a woman, Jupiter can have something to do with your spouse. That's a potential. Jupiter can have something to do with income, because these are all just natural things with Jupiter. Jupiter can have something to do with learning something, because that's also a natural thing for Jupiter. But On other levels, it's going to depend upon where Jupiter's falling in your chart. And if you'd like a look at what this might mean for you, I should mention my astrological services page, where you can click the link below and you can schedule a consultation with me. That's going to do it for this brief look. Until next time, everybody, please take the very best care of yourself. Oh, and look soon, within the next couple of days, for an interview with Dennis Harness on the nakshatras. Thank you. Bye now.